He's trash. Like, he's really trash. Like, I really watch him and I lose brain cells.
Caleb Williams, Southern Cal.
You wanna party, better come with your friends. Got a small circle just like a dead end. I count that president. She like me cause I'm elegant. Dios on my feet, I'm rocking skinny jeans. I always been ballin', I ain't made the lead. They sights on my wrist, come and take a...
Gonna lie. Episode 2. We back already. Alright, so y'all can already tell what we about to talk about today. You see what I got on. You see the background. Before I get into that though, I would appreciate if y'all subscribe to the YouTube, follow all the social medias. I'm going to put them all on the screen. And I don't know if y'all be skipping through my ads, but I need y'all to join the Bunches chat. So we can, football season's, lost my train of thought. My fault. This episode of Not Gonna Lie is brought to you by Bunches. Download the Bunches app today. You're going to be able to have a personalized sports chat experience based on your favorite teams, your favorite sports. I'm going to have my own chat. We're going to be talking about football, basketball, boxing, UFC, a little bit of everything. We're going to be talking about betting in there. I'm going to put the link in the description and also on the screen. Nah, but football season started, so like I know niggas want to jump in the group chat, talk shit all week, bet each other, send bets in. So definitely join that chat. I'm gonna put the link in the description. I'm trying to get that jumping. I'm trying to get by the end of the month, I'm trying to get at least 200 people in that chat. So yeah, definitely join that. But today, last time I said I was going to be quick. I'm not going to cap today, so we're going to see, but I'm going to try to be quick. So the first thing I want to talk about is Chris Jones before I finish my my previews, cuz that's what today I'm just going to do my NFL previews, and then next episode I got a surprise. And last time I said I was going to talk about basketball the next time, but I'm not capping this time. Next time, I'm definitely talking about basketball. But, yeah, the first topic I do want to get into is Chris Jones real quick. Because Thursday is the first game of the season. The Chiefs are playing the Lions, so, like, we haven't heard from him. They haven't paid him yet. And so, like, for their sake, they better sign him by then. Because he said he's not playing until week 8. And for the people that don't know why he said week 8, that's if he comes in week 8, that's when he'll get credit for playing the season instead of, like, losing all his money. So, we're going to see what happens with that. I seen a lot, like, all past, like, 2 weeks, I seen a lot of people talking about, do they think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs? I do think the Chiefs will still make the playoffs regardless if he plays or not. But the thing is, I can't see them going back to the Super Bowl and definitely not winning it without him because of how good he makes that defense. They got a lot of young corners. They run a lot of man. The only way you can get away with that is by getting a pass rush, and he's definitely the second best defensive tackle in the league. So yeah, they need to pay him because they're not paying anybody. Mahomes is on a discount. Travis Kelce's on a discount, and then outside of them, I can't think of anybody else on the team. They paid the right guard, but other than that, nobody's getting paid. So why wouldn't you pay your best defensive player? Your only good defensive player, because Frank Clark left, so they don't have any more anybody to pass rush. They had the DN from what school did he go to? I cannot think of. I don't even know how to say his name. It's a white boy, but he's about to be in his second year. I think he's a decent player, but they don't have any pass rush. He's what really makes that whole defense jump. And the defense not that great, but it definitely is good in moments. As long as you get them as long as they can get the other team into obvious passing situations, which they're going to do because Mahomes is going to hold it down on the other side, then they can really thrive because you got him making everybody better because he's demanding double teams, and then you're running press man on the outside. Like, they run that all day. So that ball comes out. That ball got to come out quick, and that's how turnovers happen. So for their sake, they better pay him. But I'm going to move on. So the first division I'm going to do is I'm gonna just start with the AFC West since we're already talking about Chris Jones. I'm gonna do this a little differently so I can get through it. So instead of spending a bunch of time on the acquisitions, I'm gonna just tell y'all the order from the jump. So out of the AFC West, first place, or should I do last place first? Okay, I'm going to do last place first. Last place in the AFC West shouldn't be a surprise. I'm going to go with the Raiders in last place for obvious reasons. Well, actually, they might not be obvious to people. I'm looking at their offseason signings. They didn't get anybody. They got Jacoby Myers. We all knew Jacoby Myers played for the Raiders last year. We seen that. But they got Jimmy Garoppolo. They re-signed Josh Jacobs to a 1-year deal. Yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on them. They're trash. Josh McDaniels is not a head coach, and I'm going to end up saying this every single episode. These white OCs keep on getting chance after chance after chance, job after job after job. He's clearly an OC. He's not a head coach. Look at his coaching record. It's terrible. Not going to spend too much time on them. They couldn't play defense last year. They're still not going to be able to play defense. Devontae Adams probably going to ass out by half of the season. Next, third place, the Broncos. So, I know I said that I like the defense a lot last episode. I do like the defense. I wouldn't necessarily say a lot anymore because they did lose Bradley Chubb like halfway through the season. He's a good player. They obviously got a good secondary with Simmons and Surtain, the best corner in the league outside of Jalen Ramsey, healthy. Argue with your mom. But I just think, I think they'll be a little bit better because Sean Payton. Well, first of all, I don't know how you don't get better from what they did last year. But obviously Sean Payton is a way better coach. But we're going to actually see this year if Russ, I think this is make or break. He's still under contract, but this is a make or break year for his career. Because if he's trash this year, he's probably going to get benched at some point. And I don't know what they're going to do. That got to be the worst trade ever because you traded, 3 first-round picks, like a second. You traded Noah Fant, great tight end. And, yeah, for one player that ends up not starting by year 3 and you extended him. So, good luck to them. Real shit. because if he don't show up this year, then he might be on his way out of the league. The only yeah, they didn't have no real good offseason signings. I'm seeing they got to tackle a guard that I don't know. Mike McGlinchey, I do know him. But yeah, they got Samaje Perine. They're running backs. They got Javonte Williams coming back. I like him. He's a running back. But they already got receivers hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna have them going third place. I think they're gonna be better than last year, which is not hard to do considering they were terrible. But they're not going. I can't see them winning 9 games. I don't know. Could they win 9? Nah. Yeah, I don't think they're going to get have a winning record. They probably win like 7. Yeah, probably 7. Second place and going to the playoffs, I have the Chargers. So I was going back and forth because I had the Bengals and the Jets missing. But the thing at the end, which made me say the Chargers would make it over them, obviously the division is just worse. Like, the Chargers get 4 automatic wins. I take that back. I wouldn't say automatic just because of how inconsistent the Chargers have been. But they should be able, on paper, they should be able to take care of the Raiders and the Broncos easily. They picked up. Who was I about to? Oh, they picked up Quentin Johnson from TCU, and he looks good. So that's going, like, their receiving core is nice. You got Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson, you got Mike Williams, you got Austin Eckler. He's looking for some money, so I don't think he's going to be the type to not turn up. So, and then they got Kellen Moore on as the OC, who lost his job for no reason, but we don't got to talk about that. So yeah, I do think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're finally going to get a division win out of the Chiefs because they played the Chiefs really good, really well. But I mean, it's just last year they just had bad luck with the injuries. So that's really the only problem I have with the Chargers. Their best players are injury prone. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. That's not, well, Mike Williams isn't really injury prone, but definitely the other 3. And that was my problem with them last year, even though they did have like such a great roster on paper. But hopefully they're able to stay healthy, and then I got them making the playoffs for sure. Yeah, because I like both sides of the ball. Because even on defense, you got Derwin James, obviously the pass rusher, Derwin James, and you got J.C. Jackson, who's looking like he stole money, but we'll see if he bounced back. It seemed like all them corners be stealing money once they leave the Patriots, but we don't gotta talk about that. And then Asante Samuel Jr., he made some big plays in the playoffs. So every time I watch him, he be making plays. So we're going to see. They definitely on paper, they look real good, but they got to be consistent. They're the most inconsistent team that I like out of like all the teams that you look and see on paper that look better than the rest of the NFL. Like, it just seems like they'll like hang in with a good team and then like lose to, who did they get smoked by? I think they got smoked. Who did they get smoked by last year? I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, I can just look it up. Hold on, wait. Chargers schedule. Yeah, I thought so. It was the Jags. Like you hang in there with the Chiefs. You threw the Justin Herbert threw the game away, but he got hurt that game. He throws a freaking pick in the red zone. Um, but most people thought like watching that game, you thought they were going to win, and then the very next week you get smoked by the Jags. I mean, the Jags was a good team, but like getting smoked is crazy. They lost to the Raiders. For they lost to the Raiders last year. Um, they lost to the Broncos. Like that's unacceptable. And then obviously the wild card round, they got smoked by the Seahawks. Yeah, they gave up that comeback in the playoffs, so they're hella inconsistent. But I think they will be able to get to the playoffs because of those things that I said. Um, and then first place, obviously the Chiefs. Um, I don't know who else y'all thought I was going to pick. They are 27 and 3. 27 and 3 against the AFC West since Mahomes been there. 27 and 3. I don't care if Chris Jones plays or not. If you're getting 5-6 wins out your division and you have Patrick Mahomes, they're not missing the playoffs. Like it's nothing else to talk about. Now that's definitely going to hurt. They lost Orlando Brown. That's definitely going to hurt because he's one of the best tackles in the league. But you got the best player in the league. I damn near want to say by far the best quarterback I done seen. I don't like. If you look at him and Brady at this point in their careers, it looks totally different in terms of the player, like the stats. Brady, I think, had 3 already, but Brady was playing with great defenses. He's more of a game manager. At this time, this is when he started to turn over his career and then start really applying pressure in terms of like an individual player. But Mahomes is already that. So, I mean, I'll probably talk about that in a future episode about comparing them. But he's definitely, in terms of talent-wise and then just the start of the career, he's definitely the best I done seen. So, yeah, as long as you got Andy Reid, as long as you got Mahomes, just them two, you going to win 10 games. Like, yeah, that's automatic. And then they're just going to pull other ones out just because they're just that good. So I still got them winning the AFC West regardless. Chris Jones, if Chris Jones comes back, but I mean, well, he is going to come back. He's going to come back by week 8, so they're going to be good regardless. But hopefully they pay them before for their sake because they're not competing for no championship if he comes back and is just there for the check for real. Moving on to the NFC West. Okay. So I'm going to try not to be biased when it comes to the Rams, only because of one reason only. And I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm going to start off with last place. Obviously, it's the Cardinals. They're the worst team in the league by far. They were already terrible with Kyler Murray there. If you'll see me not care about bias when I talk about the Cardinals. I really don't give a fuck. I don't like Kyler Murray. He's trash. Like, he's really trash. Like, I really watch him and I lose brain cells because if the play does not break down, like, he literally is nothing. And they're trading everybody away, so they're obviously tanking for Caleb. And they had the Texans pick, so if they pull off this season how they supposed to, they'll be up because they'll trade Kyler Murray. You can probably still get a first round pick because there's going to be an idiot out there that'll pay a first round pick for him. And then your pick is probably going to be the first pick. The Texans, I think are going to be trash. I'm about to talk about them in the next like 10, 15 minutes. So that's going to be a top 5 pick. You looking at Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. possibly? That is crazy. I would probably cry. No bullshit. Yeah. But hopefully, moving on to my third in the NFC West, hopefully they start Kyler because he is hurt, so he's not going to start the beginning of the year. But hopefully he comes back and plays like 10 games and wins some games, and then we can sneak. We're going to be third. I'm saying third right now because only reason I say we're third is I think people are underrating the power of having a great head coach and a good quarterback. Even though Matthew Stafford is getting older, and like the injuries are starting to weigh in because he's one of those players that like he's always hurt and he's gonna play through it. But yeah, he's definitely old as shit now. So you can't the human body does not work like that. He's not LeBron James. As you get older, even seeing LeBron, it takes longer to get back from simple injuries because yeah, that's just how the body works. So I think off the strength of them two, if everybody plays the whole year, we'll probably win 7 to 9 games, which I hate because if you're not competing for a Super Bowl, I'd rather just get a good pick because we finally got a first round pick. But our defense is trash. Shout out to Kobe Durant, HBCU. I fuck with him. He's about to play star this year. That's going to be a big role for him. So he be making plays. I don't care. He be making plays. So hopefully he have a big year. But other than that, you got Aaron Donald on the defense and then a bunch of young niggas. Like, I have no faith in that defense at all. And then offense, the offense can be good because we have a great system. Cooper Kupp, obviously, but he's back and forth. He just hurt his hamstring, so we're going to see about that. But what I was going to say is hopefully, this is what I hope. My prediction is third, but what I hope is, I hope we are terrible. Like, I hope we are fucking terrible. I hope we are fucking terrible. Because if we drop and be the worst team in the league, which we can be, and you get Caleb Williams with Sean McVay, GG. GG. I'm going to be unbearable. I promise you I'm going to be unbearable. I don't give a fuck. If we somehow are terrible, start off, like, I hope we start off 0-3, 0-4. Just trade everybody. Trade Aaron Donald, trade Cooper Kupp, and then just start it over. Caleb Williams, LA, Sean McVay. We're going to be back in 2 years. But yeah, let's move on. Seattle, no, I lied. Second place, I have San Francisco. San Francisco, I have a special hate in my heart for San Francisco. I went to my first Rams game in SoFi last November or last October. And this was the game, I don't know if y'all remember, where Christian McCaffrey threw a touchdown, ran a touchdown, caught a touchdown. They scored 28 unanswered. And I was ridiculed and laughed out of the stadium. If I didn't like them before, I definitely don't like them now. So, yeah, I have a special hate in my heart. But I'm going to try to be unbiased. I think Brock Purdy is mid. Now, can they win with him? Probably. But I do think he's mid, and I think that they're going to take a slight step back because he was undefeated last year. So I definitely think they're going to take a step back, and I don't think they're going to be as good as last year. Now, can they still compete for a Super Bowl? Probably, but in a regular season, I don't see them just running through everybody. First week, they playing Pittsburgh. Take them. I already told y'all that last episode. Take them. Take Pittsburgh. They're gonna get upset. But yeah, they picked up the tackle from the Eagles. Oh my gosh, Javon Hargrave. And they haven't paid Nick Bosa. Shit. Hopefully they keep on playing with him and don't pay him. But if they pay him, which they probably will, bro, that D-line is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But I think they're gonna take a step back on overall wins, and then also on the offense, the line is getting a little worse. It's not as dominant. It's not going to be as dominant as it's been. And then Christian McCaffrey was healthy last year. I'm not predicting injury, but that's all I gotta say. First place in the NFC West, Seattle. They got Devin Bush, Bobby Wagner back. Bro, their draft. I'm trying to figure out, how did Jackson Smith and Jigba fall to Seattle? They got Witherspoon out of Syracuse. And they got the best receiver in the draft. Now, Witherspoon might not be the number one corner in the draft, but they got the number one ranked corner in the draft and the number one receiver in the draft. And they already had a good receiving core. Tariq Woolen, him. On paper, they look great. Like on paper, if Geno Smith plays how he played last year, towards the end of the year, he started to slip a little bit. If he tightens up and is more consistent and plays how he started the season off, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. You know what's funny though? This is a fun fact, random. I find it funny that Seattle has a Michael Jackson and a Kobe Bryant on their team. That's funny. But yeah, Seattle's going to be really good. Seattle might be the number one seed out of the NFC. I think it's going to be Seattle or the Cowboys, honestly. But moving on to the AFC South and the NFC South. This is going to be easy because these are probably the worst two divisions in the league. Yep. The worst two divisions in the league. So AFC South, I have in fourth place, I have. Okay, so I actually was going back and forth between these two teams. And just because I don't like Jim Irsay and they're playing with Jonathan Taylor, even though I'm not a pay the running backs type of guy, I understand how football works. I wouldn't pay him either. But I just feel like they're doing him dirty, like trying to put him on they trying to put him on the what's it called? non-football activity injury list or whatever it's called because he got hurt while he's training. So you're trying to take his money. That's weird. It's not like he was hooping or anything. And then all the shit that Jim Irsay was saying about him. So I'm gonna just put them fourth place because I don't like him. He's a weirdo. But Anthony Richardson, if he's what he's supposed to be, problem. He's going to be a problem. Like, he's going to be a fucking problem. But other than that, the rest of the team is just They lost Stephon Gilmore. They got Quentin Nelson. He was nowhere to be found last year. So Michael Pittman, I feel bad for you, bro. Third place, the Texans. I'm going to the game on Sunday. I think I'm going to take the Texans plus 10 because I don't like those 10-point spreads in the NFL. So please, I'm not a believer in CJ Stroud. Please, if you're going to ball any game, if I put my money on y'all, please do something. Derek Stingley Jr., he was hurt last year. Y'all seen that college tape. Bro, he's going to be a problem. Will Anderson, I think he's going to be a good player, but I don't think he's going to be a great player. I don't know about trading up to get him at 3. It better work out. You got a defensive coach, so good luck. Yeah, D'Amico Ryan should have that defense playing well. You got 2 good cornerstones on that defense, so we're going to see what they do. Second place, I'm going to go to Titans by default. They're all trash. Like, these bottom 3 teams are all trash. The Titans just have a great coach. It's getting to the point where, my nigga, you might got to leave, like, because they're not going to fire you. He really be doing so much with nothing, like people getting hurt left and right. But I do think just off the strength of Derrick Henry being Derrick Henry, I think he's still going to be good. They're going to be able to win games. The defense is always going to be prepared to play whether they got big names or not. D-Hop's going to be there. They're starting Ryan Tannehill, who's like, I don't know. He's just collecting checks at this point. And I'm not even like a big, like, hating on Ryan Tannehill guy. Like, I think that he has a nice story switching his position to the hardest position and getting drafted in the first round, resurrecting his career with the Titans. But this is probably his last year. Them backups, I don't know what the hell the Titans going to do. I don't know. I think they'll probably win 7, 8. They'll probably win 8 games just off the strength of Mike Vrabel. But yeah. Then the AFC South is trash. Seriously. The Jags, I got the Jags finishing and winning that. I got the Jags winning that division. I don't know who doesn't have the Jags winning that division. I hope that all this like coverage around Calvin Ridley, people aren't jinxing him, because I didn't hear anybody talk about Calvin Ridley, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking about Calvin Ridley. But regardless, he's a dog. Like, he's a dog. If you watch football, you know Calvin Ridley's a dog. He was a dog at Alabama. He was a dog the last time he played for the Falcons. And Christian Kirk, even though everybody said that contract was kind of crazy, he played well last year. So that, I think the Jags, I'm going to go out there. Hold up. I didn't see. Did they pick anybody up on the defense? The problem with the Jags is, honestly, the defense wasn't all that good, but they got some draft picks on the defense. But I honestly think that the Jags have got 4 automatic wins in their division. They're better than the Titans, but I'm going to say they split. So you got 5 wins in your division. The Jags might be able to, I haven't looked at their schedule, but the Jags might be able to sneak the number 1 seed out of the AFC, just because you got all the better teams in the AFC. The Chiefs, they might run into some problems without Chris Jones. The Ravens have a hard division, and the AFC East, they're going to be beating each other up as well. So I would not be surprised if you get 13 wins out of the Jags, Trevor Lawrence has a great season and he wins MVP. That's not my MVP prediction, but watch out for Trevor Lawrence for MVP if they're able to win a lot of games, which they should be able to. If that defense got better and they're going to be consistent, because a lot of people talk about the Jags that I've been seeing. It's so funny how they big up every white quarterback, but if it was Lamar Jackson, let's just say Lamar Jackson had the year that Trevor Lawrence had, the narrative would not be, oh, did you see how he finished the season? You got to watch out for him for MVP next year. I promise you it would be, yeah, he did have a great stretch at the end of the season, but you have to be consistent out throughout the season. Football is a long season. The 5-game losing streak that they started the season off with, well, not immediately, but they started the season off with, that's what they would be talking about. So I do think it's weird, but how they be talking about him. But I do like Trevor Lawrence. I do think he's going to be good. But they do have to, like, tighten up a little bit. And I think LeSean McCoy made a good point the other day on Speak. He said he doesn't, if you look at him and Justin Herbert, the difference is Trevor Lawrence plays within his offense. If the running game, if Etienne is not doing well, then he's probably not doing well. He doesn't do anything that necessarily wows you. And I do think from a talent perspective that Justin Herbert is definitely talented than him, but Trevor Lawrence isn't all that far off, and I think this year he will. No, I won't say that. I think this year we will be able to see whether he is one of those dudes that you can just plug people in next to him, or he's just a really good player within that system, which is not necessarily bad. Which is not necessarily bad. I feel like it would be the same as how you could say Joe Burrow isn't the most talented, but Joe Burrow is obviously a top 3-4 quarterback in the league because he does what he's supposed to do. He's a distributor. I think and then you have Josh Allen that's like crazy talented, and their stats are like pretty similar. So I think that will be what we'll find out about Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert after this year. Moving on to the final division, the NFC South. So last place in the NFC South and in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, we're going to go with the Buccaneers. I hope for Todd Bowles' sake that they are good, because his resume doesn't look good as a head coach. He's a great defensive coordinator, but it doesn't look good at all. He hasn't been good as a head coach at all in this league. And last year they got to the playoffs, but like with Brady, and they underachieved. So for his sake, I hope they're good, because he might not be able. The only thing that might be saving him for like keeping as far as keeping his job is the fact that Bruce Arians is there, and they basically like set up that job for him. But the Bucs are going to be trash. They already not signing extensions and requesting trades. They might get Caleb. So, yeah, they're going to be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. They lost their damn second best lineman too. So, yeah, good luck, Baker. Third place, I have the Panthers. I like Bryce Young. I like Brian Burns, but he hasn't been in camp. I think he needs to get paid. The Panthers low-key got some players. Don't get me wrong. They picked up Adam Thielen. they got I always forget his name. The receiver from LSU. He's probably in his second year. Let me look it up. I didn't even want to spend that much time on him, but oh yeah, Terrence Marshall. Yeah, Terrence Marshall. I think he's good. They got DJ Chark and they got Chenault. So their receiving core is not that bad. I like Bryce Young, but I think they're going to struggle this year. But I don't see them going sweep with anybody in that division because the division obviously not that bad. Not that good. And I think they can give some people some fights, but they'll probably be they probably won't be that good. They'll be fighting with Tampa for that last spot, but I think they're better than Tampa at the very least, because they have an underrated defense for sure. Second place is another team that I think is underrated, the Falcons. The Falcons actually had a decent offseason. I know a lot of people were like confused why they got Bijan, but I think that was just more so of a thing where you just want to make your strength, like you want to build on top of your strength. Bijan is really like that. He's probably gonna win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like he's probably gonna win off as long as he gets his carries. Because the only thing is they got a nice backfield because they got Cordell Patterson and Algier. I think they were the number one. Were they the number one rushing team in the league last year? If they weren't, they were top 3. So the only thing that might stop him from getting Offensive Rookie of the Year is sharing carries, but he's a dog. Their weapons are nice. Like, you got 3 good running backs. You got Kyle Pitts that I think is going to bounce back. I think everybody be talking shit about him because of fantasy. Like, bro, that's not real football. It's fantasy. Anyways, Drake London is good. I'm always forgetting receivers' names. It don't matter. But yeah, I do think their weapons are underrated. They got a pretty good offensive line, and on defense they picked up Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, one of the other underrated corners in the league. They're gonna be all right. They're definitely gonna be a tough out. I don't got them making the playoffs, obviously, but they're gonna be good. So it's all gonna depend on how good Desmond Ridder is. If he's average, they might be a problem. In terms of like playing them, like they're going to compete, but I don't know about Desmond Ridder, so I think they're going to win about the same amount of games. Would they win like 7 or 8 games last year? Yeah, they probably win like between 7 and 9 games again. So hopefully they can, for their sake, figure out their quarterback spot because I think that's the last piece for them. And the final spot, first in the NFC South, the Saints. A lot of people don't like Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr gets a lot of shit for nothing. He's never had, I think the stat is he's never had a top 19 defense. That's ridiculous. I think he's cool. Like, he's above average. He's not elite. I think he can be good. If Michael Thomas decides to play football again, then they're really going to be a problem because watch out for Olave. He's about to break out this year. Like if he's healthy, Olave is going to go crazy this year. I promise you. And then if Michael Thomas plays and Olave, that's a great receiving core. You got Jamal Williams. He's going to be playing. You probably would thought it was a problem that Alvin Kamara is getting suspended, even though it's only a few games. But I seen that Jamal Williams is there, so they'll be fine. in that regard. The defense was, I think the defense was like, I think they had a top 10. I think they had a top 10 defense last year. Fifth. Yeah, they ranked fifth in total defense, ninth in points. Yeah, they had the fourth most sacks in the league. Their run defense fell off, but they got, man, I like their defense. You got Marshawn Lattimore, you got Demario Davis, you got Cam Jordan. You got to star at every single level of the defense. They're going to be straight. Derek Carr would have to be terrible shit if to not miss to not win that division, because that division is not going to be good. So I got them winning that division easily. I think they'll win like 12 games, 11. I don't know their schedule. I'm gonna call it 11 or 12 because I got faith in Derek Carr, and everybody that's hating on Derek Carr, come talk to me after the season. But yeah. So I think I did better with my timing today. I meant to make it quick. It's gonna be less than an hour. But yeah, so my final predictions for the divisions are, so I'm gonna just name the people I have in the playoffs. In the NFC, I have the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Saints, the Vikings, the Lions, the Seahawks, and the 49ers. And in the AFC, I have the Ravens, the Steelers, the Bills, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Jags. So yeah, next episode, I'm going to pick who I think is going to win the season awards amongst some other things. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate y'all for tuning in again. Make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna put everything on the screen, and y'all have a great day.